everyone. We're back once again. So we got it all figured out and just waiting for Renata to join to tell of this beautiful story that we wish to share with you. And Renata will share the story when she comes on. So this is just a recap in case you're new. We just tested this procedure with Facebook just a few moments ago, and the procedure is to bring another on as I'm doing a live. So we're going to bring Renata on here. She when she shows up, and then we're going to share a story with you, a great story, and have a little bit of a discussion as well. So we're just waiting for Renata, and we got it all figured out this time. Anyone that was watching previously. Hey, Susanna. So we're just waiting for a guest to come on, a special guest, a divine comrade and divine sister. And hey, Dale, brother, good to see you as well. So we're still just, hi, Darko, I see you, brother. Just still waiting for Renata. Hey, everyone. So we'll have this shortly for you, and quite an energetic day, everyone. Again, I know we're feeling it here different ways, but of course the energies are all mixed. It's a mixed bag now. You know, when the Ascension more or less went into full swing in 2012, most of the Ascension symptoms then were a common theme with everyone. They were experiencing the same sort of a symptom, more or less, like dizziness or what have you. However, now where so many more are awake in this ascension, what's occurring is we get all levels, different symptoms, and a whole mixed bag of it. So before it would be one commonality, one common ascension symptom. Now you just have the whole scale of it. And the one thing that I say with it is that with the ascension, your symptoms can mimic every disease known to man. And, you know, during the course of some, when they begin to awaken, they have many of these symptoms, and they'll think something is medically wrong. And during the course of that, the old way, they would go to the doctors, if you will, and uh, they would have all these tests done, and they would come to find out that their tests all come back great, that there's nothing wrong. And then, of course, you know, then they would go to the mind and psychologically look at that. And then one would have a clear mind as well. So then they would have what you would call inexplicable symptoms that orthodox medicine you know, really could not find any cause for. And this then is the ascension symptoms. So it's becoming more common and prevalent as we keep going forward, and the ascension symptoms occur because of the constant change at the DNA level, at the cellular level with the organic vessel. As we keep going forward, it keeps acclimatizing um, to the new vibrations, and during the course of doing that, to keep calibrated with the higher vibrations, the physical vessel goes through a process of exchanging the old carbon-based organism to the crystalline base, which is able to interact with the frequency, and for one to be more so a conduit to reside in the higher frequency. Okay, so we're waiting for Renata here once she comes on, and to tell a beautiful story here that we wish to share with you. And it goes deeper than just the story. And instead of I saying anything much about it now, we'll share with the importance of it. So just waiting for Renata. Hello, everyone. I'm with my finger on the phone. Oh, Seraph, brother, and Kim. Hmm. So, yeah, I was just rambling a bit while we're waiting for Renata. Having said that, a little bit more rambling. So much is occurring worldwide with the individual, but also on the collective level. And in this time, as many of you are experiencing or seeing, to some degree, it's more of the connection with the heart, with the consciousness. And what this is doing is enhancing your ability to divinely operate and navigate at a higher consciousness level than ever before, with many of your gifts are turning on to be attributes of that. Your channeling abilities, if you will, or your connection straight to source and galactics and whatever else. Uh, with that, having said that, that's all being turned on. I see Mylene says she has no audio there. Can anyone attest that the audio is working? Someone just put in the comments, please. Thank you. Yeah, I believe the audio is working for some. Check your settings, and there has been some glitches in Facebook itself recently, in the recent past. I know there was others that were saying that they couldn't hear certain videos while some could. Thank you, Dale. Yeah, so the audio is good. Perhaps someone can send Mylene to check her settings. That's what I suggest. We're still waiting for Renata to come in. Let me check some settings here. And for some reason, I don't see Renata is not in here yet. So still waiting. Perhaps I'll send her a message, perhaps. So, anyways, and thanks, Susanna. Yeah, everything is good. Mylene still got sound problems, so she can't hear me. um, she'll figure it out, I'm sure. And Sharon, Sharon Rupp, hello. Are you saying that the audio is low on this? You say low. So what do you mean with that? Elaborate, please. If it resonates, may you send Renata a message? Yeah, she was having, I think, problems with the internet. That could have occurred. But on this live, also, I'm seeing that there's only 6 or 7 that are viewing this. And what I wish to say, that seems like that is quite low at this time as well. Okay, Mylene can hear. That is great. Yeah. And it's just very quiet. Okay. If you have headphones, I suggest, Mylene, to try that. And you're in the UK, perhaps, with internet and things, and with technology, there's been glitches, and also, what we're dealing with on the individual level, each one's energy and how it affects electronics and technology as well. So having said this, if you feel your energy is a little wonky, or if it's spiking, or if it's erratic, one thing that you can do to assist with that, to recalibrate your energetic field very quickly, is on the sternum, right on the xiphoid process. Um, okay. You can pound on that while you're emitting a tone out, and the higher frequency as you pound for about a minute, uh, it will allow you to, it will calibrate your energetic field. Femke, can you ask her just to join the live then, and I'll see her and can bring her on, I believe. Mhm. So yeah, so you just tap on here for half a minute or a minute, and it calibrates your field back, and what it stabilizes your field so that you don't have offshoots of energy and arcing and sparking and all of these certain things. Uh, so you can do that, especially if you're finding your electronics or technology is being interfered with, and especially if you begin to get shocks off of things, if you touch things, and if you're getting shocks, then that's a good indication that you should calibrate your field. Yeah, that it may be a little bit erratic and out of alignment. Hey, Coco. Ah, okay, there's Renata. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, let me go in. Ah, here we go. Okay, I'm going to ask you now, Renata. I'm adding you now, so check. There may be a notification. And voila, there she is.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Victory.
Yay. Second try, lucky. Yeah, finally.
Yeah, we overpowered technology. We got through. The light always wins.
We burnt through it. We did. We did. We did. We did.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I can hear you very well. Renata, this is take 2, if you will. And, that's pretty good. So, this is a take 2, but it's not the cut yet. But having said this, do you wish to just introduce yourself and just give a little bit about you. But before you do that, what I wish to say is Renata is a divine comrade. Um, and a soul sister. And Renata is also a part of GPMS, which has awakened people and spiritual ones as well as part of it. But Renata has a beautiful story to share, so go ahead, Renata. And I'm not used to hosting, so you have more experience, so go ahead.
Well, thank you so much, Rick. I don't often get interviewed, so this is, you know, it's like life from the other side of the desk, right?
Hmm.
So, but isn't that great? It's all about stepping into new roles, and that's one of the things that I just love about GPMS, and that sang to my heart was the fact that it is calling us to step up to who we truly are as sovereign human beings, and to try something new, which is scary for a lot of people. However, I think the prospect of staying with what we have is far scarier. So, but that's up to each person to decide for themselves. So briefly, I've been in television a long time. I was a professional musician, classical, um, but energy worker now. I do something called the Divine Unity Field, which our combined website is unityliving.life. So I do work with people energetically now, which I'm greatly thankful for. And my skill sets that I accumulated through my career in television, etc., I use now to assist people like yourself, Rick and Lee,
Thank
and
you.
doing interviews and creating videos wherever I can to help raise consciousness. And I've started my own media channel, which is Take on Knowing Media, and we're just starting out. But so I'm basically using my the skill set.
Oh, there we go. We're back. We're good.
Okay, there we go. So did everybody hear that, or did I get cut off?
I heard you right up until your skill set that you're using now to assist one. So only about the last 30 seconds or so. Yeah.
Okay, so just the fact that I'm you know, technically savvy in terms of creating video and cutting video and interviewing from all my years as a television host, I use that now as to benefit those who I choose to bring into the spotlight and who bring me on, et cetera, et cetera. So it's all about raising consciousness. So my media platform is called Take on Knowing Media. So that's kind of about me. And so what happened with through my I did an interview with Lee about a month ago, and that was great. I urge everybody to have a look at that. It was pretty comprehensive, and I think people will glean um, a really great overview of GPMS from that interview. And as a result of that, I got a message through Facebook from a young man in Ghana. And at first I didn't respond because who are you? And then he said, no, I'm with GPMS. And I went, oh, okay, I'll talk to you. So we started chatting. And of course, he started emailing me or sending me images and videos of the abhorrent conditions in 5 towns that he basically works within. So he has self-educated himself to become a nutritionist and to assist women in particular and teach them how to cook with the fetid water, because they have an open sewage system and they haven't had any fresh water for years now. In
Wow.
1995, there was a group of missionaries that came there, and they built a well for themselves.
Yeah,
And
and
it didn't last for very long. Yeah, it didn't last for
this
very
is in
long.
Ghana, Africa.
Yes,
Yes.
this is in Ghana. Yeah, in Tamale, in northern Ghana. So it didn't
Hmm.
last for very long. And so this young man, his name is Jabuni. He as I said, he educated himself, and he goes from village to village assisting women, teaching them how to cook the food so that the children aren't as malnourished and as stunted in their growth, etc., etc. Anyway, he sent me all these videos about the situation with this well, and I went, okay, maybe we can do something about this. So I quickly put together a video and a GoFundMe, and we were able to, as a result of that, raise enough money, actually more than enough, to fix the well. And the well actually was restored on Monday. So
Excellent.
this is like 5,000 people, and it
Wow.
cost $340 Canadian, something like that. So
Yeah.
as a direct result of the exposure to GPMS and him contacting me, I was able to create this GoFundMe, and people were kind enough, a lot of my friends who are even here around me right now contributed, and it happened so quickly. And
Beautiful.
yeah, and we have plans now to I'm connecting him with a woman in also in Africa, in Kenya, who has started her own enterprise teaching women how to make sanitary pads, because that's a whole different level of poverty, and especially for the young women in Africa. So there's enough money left over just from that one um, GoFundMe campaign to get those machines, to get them to start this industry. So maybe Rick,
Wow.
I'll put the link to the GoFundMe. I'm just working on an update. So, you know, when I got the news and the video, he sent me a video like 4 o'clock in the morning that the well was where the water was flowing and people were rejoicing, and I just cried. You know,
Yeah.
this is what it's all about, and so little. What is $350 for us? I mean, come on. And how many thousands of people have fresh water now? If you saw these poor children, I mean, they're a 3-year-old has the girth of his of the arm is like this, you know,
Wow.
and
Yeah.
the malnutrition, it's just heartbreaking. And of course, he tells me that they do receive funding, but it doesn't get to them. It gets,
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. This was part of,
yeah.
uh, what we come to know more so about 10 years ago when we began to get more information on this.
Hmm.
For every dollar donated, there was only pennies that was actually getting there. There were so many middlemen and what have you in between. And,
Yep.
with some of the big charitable international organizations, you had, you know, ones at the top driving big Mercedes or what have you, getting the highest wage and salary from a charitable organization, and it become just so blatant,
Yeah.
where the money was going. There was a lot of pillaging and pilfering from it, and it didn't get there.
Yeah.
And when we look at the amazing small amount, uh, 300 Canadian dollars, if you will, about a little bit 220 euros, if you will, somewheres around that, uh, gave clean drinking water for 5,000 people there,
Yep.
5,000 souls in
Yep.
Africa, that
Yep.
little bit of money. But when we take it deeper, why should they have ever been
Never.
neglected and deprived of that in the first place? Is it the governments? Is it the world wide structure? Is it the monetary system, the way that it was, that is creating all of this hardship? All of the above, and
All of
even
the stuff.
more. But when we look at it deeper, is that actually humane? I
Oh,
mean, how savage is this? And this gets back to, why we are doing, all of us, GPMS for the world.
yeah, absolutely, Rick. 300%. It's so corrupt and so brutal. It's verging on the inhumane. It really is. And and when I first saw that, I went, okay, no, I got to do something. I just got to do something. Just start somewhere. And I have to give credit. The reason this worked is I have to give great credit to this young man with his boots on the ground, because he's the one who's taking the responsibility for all of this. He's all of some, I would say he's in his early 30s, if that. He's like on this, and he's sending me the receipts. When we sent the international transaction, my friend who's an accountant did the international so it's taken a team to get it done. But the joy that this young man has to help his community is just, and the integrity, this is what is getting this done, right? So a huge thanks to Jabuni, hats off to him. And and the more people like Jabuni that join GPMS, that's what's going to allow, it's kind of like the conduit that's going to allow those of us who are able to do the fundraising, who are able to contribute, who are able to make a difference, to be able to funnel that energy to the smaller communities and support our brothers and sisters. So hats off to Jabuni.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What I wish to say with this, for everyone that is watching this and that will be in the future, GPMS is focused on collecting the majority voice worldwide so we create the new reality. So the core focus of what we do is collect this worldwide voice to bring in this new reality, a new monetary system, and a simplified law. But having said that, I and us, we keep our focus on collecting the voice. Now, with any fundraising like what Renata has done, we have individual groups, country teams uh, that are connected to GPMS. And through these teams, ones have begun to assist others. Thailand has set up, to my knowledge, a charitable fund within GPMS, and you are another example of, Renata, how GPMS within, I believe, just the Canada group, how you have done that with some GPMS members, and we'll see this grow as it goes forward. But what I wish to say is, with the point with what I do, I receive many requests from ones in desolate, in very deprived states. But
Mm.
for what I am, my heart and my compassion is big. But where I receive so many, I say, no, I cannot assist. I need to keep my focus on what I am doing. And if I'm to begin to assist, let's say on a Facebook timeline, then I become bombarded with
Mm.
all messages, because when we look all around the world, there are so many in need. And what I wish to say with this, with GPMS specific, we are not the fundraiser, but the teams and the groups of GPMS in the country are doing things, and they do that on their own accord to assist others. Yeah. And it's beautiful to see this beautiful story, and with such little money, what has been already done, in Africa and also in Thailand. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, Rick, we have you and Lee and all the rest of the GPMS team to thank for that, because you've created that bedrock, that foundation that we can individually choose to assist on our own in any ways that we can. And I call out to anyone watching this Facebook Live, or who does watch it in the future, it's really not that hard. you know, and there's people that you can connect with. If you want to connect with me, fantastic. There's a lot of work we can do just because I have Jabuni in Tamale, just north of Tamale. And if you really want to help make a difference, we're here, and we've got the proof. I'm just working on a video now, which I will publish as an addendum to the original one that I did, showing that the well is flowing. And that's the other thing, complete accountability. So, you know, every dollar, every penny is accounted for, and you see your results. So like I said, we're going to work on the issue with the sanitary pads and seeing if we can get the women there actually making them for themselves using this process that this Kenyan woman has developed. And there's also a clinic there that I'd like to support. They don't have for breaks and bones, etc., etc. They don't have anybody to help them. There's just a local person that's setting bones with sticks and twine, basically. So anyway, it's a start, and that's open to everyone. And I was just very lucky to have somebody like Jabuni contact me, which makes it a dream team, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, we look at as we go forward with GPMS, this situation, what has occurred, this beautiful situation. You know, these are byproducts as we go forward
Exactly.
with GPMS. But what I wish to state is, you know, what we are doing with GPMS is getting right to the very core of the problem, but we have the full solution for it. So meaning, you know, these fundraisers that are needed for ones are only temporary
Yeah.
until we get there where they're not needed at all, because the root cause of the problem is the monetary system today and the whole system worldwide, how it's set up. So again, we have the full solution so that this does not continue these inhumane, savage things that is done to humanity. And you know, one thing I wish to say, because of the present systems in the world, this is still an uncivilized, savage world because of that.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, you know, and these things cannot continue. But
No.
also the communities, what are beginning to be formed because of GPMS, the like-minded, good-hearted, awakened ones are coming together and uh, assist each other as we continue very rapidly, I hope, forward at getting the majority voice so we can end all of this insanity, what occurs worldwide, very quickly.
Exactly. And I have absolutely no doubt. I am 100% committed to the full blossoming of GPMS and all of your mandates and all of your wishes and intentions. Like you said, this is temporary. I just could not have slept peacefully again if I thought that one more child on my watch was going to be drinking, you know, water that was contaminated with feces. And like, no, can't do it. So in the meantime, you know, we do what we can do until there's a greater solution, until you gather the voices, until this becomes a global solution that it already is. So we're just waiting for that to unfold. And hats off to you, Rick, again, and hats off to Lee and everyone else with that I've met with GPMS. You're all such beautiful, beautiful souls, and I'm honored to have been able to join you in these ranks. And thank you for the invitation.
Oh, thank you. It's all of us together, and you know, that's what we all are, one huge team. And it's so beautiful for also to see you undertake what you have taken to assist others during this time. And as I said, you know, I for what the focus is what I divinely need to do is to take things forward. And out of my great heart, I cannot be distracted with raising fundraising for others, and neither can the core of
No.
GPMS. But all of the country teams, yes, assist your brothers and sisters, whatever way that you can is what we say with this. And so beautiful. I've watched
300%.
the video that you sent the other day, the pure clear water coming out, and I could feel it and
Yeah.
see it, how
Yeah.
pure it was, and how beneficial this is instantly going to be to all of the souls that are drinking
Yeah.
that beautiful pure water.
Yeah. Not only that, but not having to carry it. The children, the little ones, the 5, 6,
Yeah.
7-year-olds, 10-gallon containers, 5 miles one way and 5 miles back,
Wow.
just
Yeah.
to get the filthy water.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Not
yeah,
acceptable at all upon this planet, these sort of conditions.
it's just I can't even. There are no words, and there's no reason for it. There's absolutely no reason for it, other than greed and malevolence. It's borderline disdain for humanity, right?
Exactly. Yes. Yes. And I will say here, and anyone can quote it's done intentionally,
Oh,
because those
absolutely.
in power, there is no competence whatsoever.
Yep.
To when they can. I love using the U.S. and helicopter Ben with the quantitative easing going back, 10 or 12 years. They just keep creating money out of thin air, but they're
Yep.
notorious to show the people how money is created.
Yep.
And, the U.S. is never bankrupt because that is an illusion. So
Yep.
where they can create all of this money, and especially for their wars, what they propagate, and sending all of this money out of thin air to assist other countries, they can assist the whole world, but that's not their intent. And this is why GPMS is here, because it's the ultimate solution to do what is morally, ethically, and righteously correct upon this planet, and eradicate all of this ridiculous foolishness and insanity and savagery and deprivation worldwide. What GPMS does, it eradicates poverty worldwide instantly upon getting this majority voice. And it's all over. The old is all over. There's no reason any child or any adult, for that reason, should have to be deprived of anything upon this abundant planet, because truly it is. All of the technology is here that you can grow food in the Antarctica year round if you wish. So there is no excuse whatsoever. It's just that old evil control of money that has caused all of this misery, inflicted all of this hardship and harm, that even resulted in many deaths upon the people.
Oh, many.
We're speaking
Well,
about Africa, so we also need to look at India
oh,
as well. Another prime
huge,
example.
huge.
And these are two of the biggest country populations in the world.
Well, in general, Rick, if you agree with me, I think it's time that the big lie end, because it's just one big lie that feeds into more and more and more lies. And it's time for that big lie to end.
And it is very rapidly, yes. These pathetic, sick ones, causing this, or it's all being revealed and exposed for what it is. And these are actually glorious times we are in, because the solution now has already begun to be built, and this is the beauty of it.
Yep.
And nothing is stopping this. It's going forward, and nothing can oppose what GPMS is. It
No.
is the most, in the least, the most humane thing ever. And you know, in the past, and I still say it now, with GPMS, you know, in 2 days, what we're doing with GPMS, if the governments and the leaders worldwide actually were for the people, they could do what we're doing with GPMS in 2 days
Yeah.
very quickly. Just give it to the media, you know, and just say we're creating all of this money. Here it is, and just to put everyone in a place of comfort. In a couple days, they could do the technical work on the financial routing system,
Yep.
just to open everything up to do it, you know. And but having said that, without the governments, you know, doing it in 2 days, we can still do it. And when we look at the numbers, you know, once we have enough that are consciously the leaders, light leaders, are awake to do this, you know, this can go viral very quickly. And having said that, even from, you know, this point of us speaking today, within a month, that world we're saying in GPMS, we could be in that, you know, very quickly. It's just a matter of collecting this voice worldwide. And with
Yes.
that, like in Ghana, Africa, they have everything they need. They have the clean, healthy environment, all of the food, all of the water, clothes, villages, houses, nice beds, all of this. And this is all around the world what GP, GPMS brings, if you will, to everyone.
Yes, exactly. Well, you know, you're well on your way to achieving critical mass, Rick. And it's that critical mass, once achieved, what is it? You know, 33% is just going to topple everything. And, you know, with the grace of Creator, I wish that for all of us and for everyone out there. And please share, everyone. Please share, because it's not that hard. It's not that hard. Just choose your sovereignty. Choose to know the truth, and the rest will reveal itself to you.
Exactly. And unite and assist each other as we go forward and make the biggest worldwide community ever, so we eradicate any situations like this in the future where we need to assist ones in this manner, because this is absolutely not acceptable. What
No.
has been going on, it's not right, it's not moral, it's not ethical. And all of you watching this, all of us, the people, the 99%, we have to change what has been going on the planet. And we are the ones to change it. And we are doing it. And it's happening very rapidly. But that speed depends on every individual upon the planet. Get the word out. We collect the worldwide vote. Once we have the majority, nothing can oppose this. Nothing can oppose it now for what it is, GPMS. So
No. No.
yeah.
No.
So
From your lips to Creator's ears. And then we're going to start bringing on the we're going to talk about that again. I'm sure at some point we're doing some work with Chief Ikwa and the indigenous populations, et cetera, and working with Lee to be able to bring on groups, through the signing up of the speakers for the groups, but to be able to bring on more individuals and
perfect.
yeah,
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 that's
it's
beautiful. So
happening.
these are, yeah, so what you're mentioning then, Renata, is Lee Mudway, our beautiful divine comrade brother with There we are.
Oh,
Yeah, there we are. We come back.
there we are.
Yeah,
We're back.
yeah. So, having said that, yes, we're making great movement, and in the future, anyone watching will be having more lives like this, where now we can bring ones on, and it makes it much better to share things with GPMS, and also, you know, with the metaphysical, esoteric community as well. That's all part and parcel with GPMS and what we are. We're all inclusive, and GPMS is all inclusive with that. There is no discrimination with any beliefs with GPMS and what we are. And, you know, this is very important when you look at the fundamental rights of each individual. And one of those fundamental rights is you choose what you believe, and no one else tells you what you need to believe. We just come together for that one common goal, to just take the rightful and lawful ownership of the entire infrastructure upon the planet and do what's right with the money and all of the good things, so everyone thrives. And
Exactly. I'll leave you with one thought, and this is something that I learned not too long ago from a beautiful teacher of mine named Linda McGillis, and she said, you know, the longest and most important journey you will ever take in your life is about 12 inches, and it's from your head to your heart. So we've been conditioned to see everything with our head, and it's all just a big mishmash and confusion and games playing and lots of lies being perpetrated against humanity. As soon as you go into your heart, that has no effect. You can't see that anymore. All you see is the truth. And the truth is that we are all one, and we are all here to assist one another and to be with one another as the other, right? So
it's
when you go into your heart, it's kind of a no-brainer. Ha ha.
yeah, once you go into the heart, it unlocks the consciousness to the higher
Exactly.
levels. Exactly.
Exactly.
And ones
That's
are
it.
well on their way. Yeah, it enables you to see. Yeah,
Exactly. To
for us to
really
see the
see.
temple. Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. Well,
Well,
thank you so much. And I will send you a link to the when I do a little compilation of how they were fixing the well and all that stuff. If you want to feel good, guys, watch that. It's just going to be 3 or 4 minutes, but you're going to feel really great when you see that video, I'll tell you. My promise to you.
no, thank you so much, Renata. And so beautiful, and I'm
Thank
so
you.
grateful uh, to have this now story. The first time ever I was able to bring someone on in a live and us do it. So
We did it.
huge steps forward. So just so much love, light, and gratitude for all that you do as well. And
Thank you.
having said that, love, light, and gratitude to all of the viewers. And we'll end this here, and for sure we'll have more in the future. So,
Absolutely. Love, light, and much gratitude to you all. Thank you,
togetherness
everyone.
and peace. Bye
Thank
now.
you. Bye for now.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rick.